Righto, welcome to day 2. It's Sunday, about 10 o'clock. I'm sort of stuck on this thing here. I'll show you that pin that I showed you yesterday. That's the pin there, master pin. I got that little pin out. It took a little while, bit of just messing around or whatever. And that thing is frozen in these links here, the outer links. It's just frozen, and I've hit it so hard. First of all, I was hitting it with this drift that I made up. That didn't work so well because I needed a left-hander to really pound the hell out of it. It's not moved, not even a millimetre. And then I started pounding it with the back end of my crowbar there. And all that I seem to have managed to do is mushroom over the head of a pin. So I've actually probably caused myself some long-term issues. The more I hit it, the more mushroomed it gets, and the harder it's going to be to get out. But what I think I'm going to do is put as much heat as I can get onto these parts of the link. I've got my oxy out here this morning. I'll put as much heat on these as I can. And I think I've got no choice really but to pound it with the crowbar. And we'll see how we go. If I can crack it and get it just slightly moving, I can probably then grind the head off, finish it off with the drift, and then and then buy new pins. That it needs a new pin for this side. I'll buy a pair just for the other side. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'll update you when anything interesting happens. Righto, little update. I have put a ton of heat into that link. Tried not to get the pin too much, but you know, it's all there. And then I pounded it, and it hasn't moved a bit, not even a bit. So I don't know what's the best thing to do here. I think if I was to grind that head off, that mushroom off, and then to hit it through, it's either going to come out or not. If I fail at that and it doesn't come out, I have to cut the track off, which means the thing's useless without new tracks. I need to buy new tracks for it. But if I was to get it out, that'd be great. New pins, no worries, mate. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think I might just wrap this side up sort of a little bit. You can see how badly rusted that is. I'm hoping that bottom hydraulic line comes off without too much issue. I've put several coats of ATF and WD just to try to penetrate into that stuff. But that's for later. I have to get this track off first. At least if I leave it like this, it can be driven. There's no way that master pin's coming out with the mushrooming that's on it. So that's okay for the moment. It's just that this motor, you know, I've got to keep the motor. I can't change the motor without dropping the track. So here I am stuck. So my plan, I think at the moment, is to box this side back up, swing the machine around, lift the other track up and try it out. If I can get the master pin out of that one, learning a couple of lessons that I've already learned, that's actually, the other track is the worst motor out of the two, so at least that gives me a bit of time to make a call on the whole job. I'm not sure what a track's going to cost. I'm not sure if a master pin's available. Even if I was to be able to get to that point, that'd be ideal, but I'm not sure how quickly I can get one. Anyway, I'll keep you updated. Well, let me show you where I'm at. Pretty much the same place as before. That's the other side. This is the motor that's not as good. That's the pin. I need to knock that way. I haven't hit it very, very hard yet. I'm going to go and get a big hammer. This side is a lot easier to swing for a right-hander, but it's not moving. I've hit it pretty hard, but I haven't hit it with a crowbar yet because I know that that's going to mushroom my head over, and that's not going to be fun later on. Just thinking if I was to get a grinder and just take the top of it completely out, and then maybe I could get onto it with something there, but holy dooly, it's doesn't seem to be working so far. I'll put a little heat on this one. I'm going to go get a bit of hammer, big hammer, a bit of heat on it and try it, but it looks like both sides are going to treat me just the same. I'll be back. Just wanted to show you roughly what I think we might do for the knocker. As you can see, look at that. Stickers have come off, Royal Park Salvage. That's why it has had such a rough life. It's a scrapping machine. Oh, it's been driven through wet concrete, all sorts. She's a bit of a good thing. All right, so I think what we're going to do, I'll get Mark to take the stick and just transplant it back here. So shorten the banana, boom, put it up there, add that up to there, put that over there, and so it'll be like a short boomed excavator sort of thing. That knuckle there will always be close to the ground, and the knocker will hang off of that bit there. So we'll articulate it off those pins down the bottom. I reckon that's the way we'll do it. Anyway, rough plan. I'll come back this afternoon, hopefully with Roo, and see if we can get this thing sorted out. Righto, it is the next day, Monday morning. I just spent about an hour and a half online and ringing anyone that I could find a number for. I can't get hold of anyone who will either answer the phone or be helpful. There's a bloke in Melbourne who's got some pins. He's happy to check it out. I'll just send him some details. But I had Andy come round yesterday afternoon. We had a good look at it. We didn't do anything. We actually had some little job to do for him yesterday, so I sort of got a little bit waylaid with that. But he's right, and his advice to me, and I think it's excellent, is to actually get these shoes off by whatever means. If I have to grind these bolts, that's great. The shoes will come off. I'll get really unlimited access to here. Even if I hit that ultra hard with a big hammer, I'm not sure it's going to move. I'll give it a few whacks, but the common way to do this apparently is to blow a hole in the center of the pin with an oxy. Blow a hole in there, and then the pin will be hot, it shrinks, and it'll shrink into the space left by the hole. So that way you'll get it driven out. The bloke in Melbourne has got some pins that are about 0.3 of a mil smaller in diameter, so it won't have that same interference fit. I'll have to get some advice on whether that's the right thing to do. I rang Cabelco, but there's no bloke there who is actually knows Cabelco parts, so sort of stuck. I'm in this situation where I don't want to hit the thing with a gas axe without some pins in my hand ready to go back in. If I do that, and I haven't got pins and I can't get pins, then this thing sits here, and I don't want that. I want to be able to be fairly sure that I can take it apart, put it back together. So here it sits. I'm going to run into Mount Barker, see if I can find some, something that I can fashion into a pin. I'm waiting for a couple of calls from blokes, but to be honest, I can't can't sort of, I can't be sure that anyone's really going to call back. Anyway, we'll see how we go. So I think I'll end off this video now. You know where I'm at. If there's any updates later on, I'll start up a new one. And there you go. I've given you a fairly good look at this machine. It's a big sturdy thing, that's for sure. And it'll tidy up real nice. I think the plan is to really rat rod the thing. I mean, this is pretty wrecked, so just remove all of this, remove all of these cowlings and whatever, and just bar it up, you know. Just put bars everywhere just to sort of protect it from whatever it may roll into. And the idea is to have, like I said just before, a shortened boom with a knocker here, and I'll put a photo of a knocker just so that you know what I'm on about. Remove the operator station completely, so this actually wouldn't be driven from the machine at all. Just put a set of remote pilot valves on it and have a remote handset, so you can stand on the ground and drive it around. Locate the knocker by remote, and then you can walk up to the knocker and operate the knocker. So it should, by all accounts, like, you know, in my mind, be a one-person job. You know, that's the idea. We'll see how I go. Like and subscribe. Oh, I got 1 subscriber. Thank you, John. Fuck, how good's that? Little added bonus. I just came back from Mount Barker, and the way I see it, I might be better off making, because there's nobody around, nobody will get back to me. The bloke in Melbourne's looking into it, but the pins that he's got, they are about 0.3 of a mil. About 0.3 of a mil, that's about 12 thou undersized. Now, if they're undersized, I don't know whether they're good for long. The fact is, these tracks are worn out anyway. So what I plan to do is fabric cobble or bodge up or whatever you want to call it. I'm actually going to make some new master pins out of some pins that I just bought. These, obviously, these are just implement pins for your tractor. What I'm going to do, I'll cut off the top, flatten out these sides here, cut it to length, it's 105 mil, bore a new hole, cut it to length there. These ones are 5 thou undersized, so they're still not an interference fit, they're about 5 thou under, but the way I see it, if they get the thing rolling and they don't fail in the next 6 months, then for 60 bucks, that's actually a really good deal. I bought some of these. I'll make some new end pins with this, just bend them up and whatever, and they'll be good. Thanks to subscriber Jason for the idea. It's going to work out great. Cheers. Some new hardware for the shoes. M12, 8.8 grade, M12 by 40s. That should get my grousers or track shoes back on, and we'll be right to go. So I've got the insurance, I have everything I need. If I have to destroy the pins pulling them out, I'll have made some fresh pins to put back in. Oh, channel update. How good's this? I got some specs for you. Yesterday, we're at 1 subscriber. Thank you, John. Today, we're at 2 subscribers. I don't know how good your maths is, but that's 100% improvement. They are big, big numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.